reading books or reading yourself? It's a good question. Reading books or reading yourself? Reading books, very, very important, because from you reading books, you will have a broad knowledge and awareness. Your imagination will start expanding. That's when you start reading books. You can move from point A to point B. That's when you're reading books, both mentally and academically. But the question will pump up again. Reading books or reading yourself? After you finish reading books, or maybe before you start reading books, you must read yourself. That is very, very paramount. How and what difference does that make to you? Which one? Reading books or reading yourself? Both give you advantages, and there's no single disadvantages in none of them. But I will pick you up from you reading books. As I said, when you read books, you have a broad mind. Your mind, your faculty, way of thinking, way of reasoning, way of expatiating, and the way you view things will total different, simply because you start reading books. What are the kind of books? There's numerous of books. There's comics book, there's a comedy books, there's the financial books, there's self-reliance books. So it depends on what, and there's a friction, there's a crime, there's a IT book, and in any sector of life, books are there. Bookshelf always full up. Call what may. Financial book, I will tell you some later. Self-reliance book, I will tell you some later as well. But for us to move further, once you read books, you must read yourself. You know, I start this podcast by asking a question: reading books or reading yourself? Both are highly, paramount, important. When you read book, your way of reasoning different, your way of interacting different. You are one step up. But once you read yourself, you are 1,000 step upward. Why? How? Because when you read book, now you want to apply what you're reading. For example, let's say you pick up financial book, like how to create wealth. Let's pick random book. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That's by Robert Kiyosaki. Robert Kiyosaki. That's Rich Dad, Poor Dad. How to create wealth. On this book, it teaches you a lot in terms of investing in different kind of financial. It gives you a very broad financial intelligence and financial knowledge. I don't want to be, advertising or giving, but Robert says a lot in terms of how you can invest and your life can be more easier as time goes on. But I just want to use this book as a case study. If you read this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, you read the book already, and there's a lot of stage by stage, chapter by chapter, how you can invest and make your life more easier, and how you can go about acquiring wealth. But where the question pump up again is that reading books or reading yourself. Now, reading yourself will be very, very helpful if you read Robert Kiyosaki book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. Reading yourself now will set you on a self-awareness. Your emotion will change, your belief and faith will strong. You will realize that you are part of the creation, the energy that creates both heaven and earth. All those elements are inside you as well. Once you know about this, then you read this book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. Your way of thinking how to invest has been changed already. You are now, searching and making way. All the unnecessary spending has been cut down. Now, the emotional part of you would automatically change simply because you read yourself. Am I making any good sense? You can read thousands of books, which will just make you one step or even 10 steps ahead. But once you start reading yourself, these are the books that will point to you self-awareness, self-reliance, mindfulness, emotional control. All these are the kind of book that will allow you to read yourself. And once you can read yourself, reading any book that teaches you how to create wealth will be easier for you to digest and will be more easier for you to move forward on it. What are the kind of books you can read to create wealth? I gave you one before, which is the Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Number 2, The Millionaire Next Door. Fantastic book. Millionaire Next Door. That's by Thomas J. Stanley and William Danko. That book, very, very good. That's Millionaire Next Door. And the third one on how to create wealth or financial stability, that's Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. This book has been written for ages, donkey years ago, and this book is still trending up to now. These are the 3 books I will give you in order to create wealth, or probably how to invest, how to move on with your, with your money and your control, how to control your money and how to make sure that money work for you. I will repeat those books again. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, that's by Robert Kiyosaki. Number 2, Millionaire Next Door, that's by James Stanley and William Danko. And the third one, that's Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill is probably 18th century's, philosopher that they do very well. That book has been written for a long time and it's still trending now. Now, these are the books that you can read that will give you one step ahead. But now, reading yourself, what are the books that could help you to read yourself or self-discovery? Number 1, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. The Power of Now. This book teaches you the mindfulness of the capacity and ability and power that is in this moment, present. That means when you realize yourself, the future is now. The past has gone. Present give you double whammy. How? Because present is the future. Whatever you're creating now is what you'll be having in future. And so when you know that, nothing to be worried about. You'll be happy and getting happy. And once your frequency stay with the in happy mood, you are not surviving anymore, you are living. That's number one. Power of Now. That's by Eckhart Tolle. Then number two, fantastic one. That's Atomic Habit. That's by James Clear. Atomic Habit is one of the books you must read. That will show you yourself. That will take you inside how you can, be in control of your mindfulness, self-awareness. And once you can be in charge of all this, and with your emotionally balance and control, you are 1,000 steps ahead. And the third one is The Man's Search for Meaning. This is the third book that will put you in a way how to discover or realize yourself, how to put you on a journey of mindfulness. That's Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. This book explores finding purpose and meaning in your life. When maybe you're very good with your hand, painting, or you're very good in crafty, technical, whatever, or maybe you're kind of person that like podcasting. Maybe you're good in sales. It shows you how to discover yourself. And once you discover yourself, you are ready to sell. Word will follow you. So the question back again, reading books or reading yourself, both are important. You can't read books without reading yourself. And you cannot read yourself without reading books. So embark on the same journey, read book and read yourself. Your life will never the same. Good luck. For you to be in our support, go on YouTube, BabWhat1, and at the same time on Instagram, BabWhat1, on TikTok, BabWhat1. Subscribe on YouTube, follow on Instagram, and follow and like and leave your comment on TikTok and all those 3 platforms. Good luck. Read book and read yourself. It shall be well with you. Thank you.